NASA special missions to find out what makes gadgets work strangely at Earth's poles. We have a number of NASA missions going on at the North Pole, for example. Recently they found that we're losing over 100 tons of atmosphere daily, and it's spewing out into space from the North and South Pole. It's like a vent system spewing out, and they don't know why. So there's various, and they're sending out sounding rockets to take measurements and data to bring back to find out why this is going on. It doesn't mean that we're going to turn out to be an atmosphereless planet like Mars anytime soon, but they want to find out why this is going on. Now, for years, researchers have been puzzled also by the mysterious phenomenon occurring above North and South poles. As we know, this is where we get the northern lights and the southern lights. The Earth's magnetic poles, the magnetosphere enters there. We have the northern lights and southern lights acting there as we see. If we're in that area, we can see them. Now, something is also interfering with devices using radio and satellite connections. Scientists are suggesting that the answer to this has to do with the polar cusps, funnel-like entrances for the solar wind. Now, the National Aeronautics Space Administration, NASA, is carrying out 3 missions to investigate the so-called northern polar cusps and, of course, the southern cusp. Now we're talking about the northern, and it may be possible to give a clue towards explaining strange phenomena that make gadgets act up there. Now, it's not only there that they act up, we have to know that they also act up in the ley lines around Earth. It seems that the magnetism goes haywire. Now, and I've been a witness to that in one of the areas here in Greece. It used to be an old, ancient temple, and it was converted into a church, a monastery actually. And that has taken place in many areas on ley lines around the world, around Europe, okay, even in the Holy Land. And it seems that the ancients had some kind of knowledge something was going on there having to do with the electromagnetism of the Earth. So something is going on here. They have to find out why this mystery is going on, wreaking havoc with the magnetic fields. And it's not the only mystery of these funnels at the North and South poles, where our solar wind enters the Earth's atmosphere. And also they say that it's so empty there that the solar wind can come and hit our Earth right at that position. So that's not very good, obviously. Now, the funnels here, the cusps at the North and South poles that are the mystery, where the solar wind enters our Earth, our planet's atmosphere. Other regions are shielded by our planet's magnetic field, the magnetosphere, and the northern pole cusp also has patches of dense atmosphere. The dense atmosphere, obviously, because of the fact that hundreds of tons a day are being spewed out. Thus, the atmosphere is more dense because of all this funneling of atmosphere spewing out. Now, according to Marc Condé, the principal investigator on one of these missions, the CREX-2, the Cusp Regional Experiment 2, CREX-2 for short, is associated with pressure change that would cause a continuous hurricane stronger than anything seen in meteorological records. That's how strong it is. If it occurred at ground level, this blob could be hampering the work of special aircraft and satellites, impacting GPS and other signals because of severe turbulence. As Science Alert reports, it's hoped that these missions will prove and provide better look at enigmatic irregularities, which can result in disruptions of communication systems, of course, and they want to be able to predict the behavior in the future. Quote, turbulence is one of the really hard remaining questions in classical physics. We don't really know what it is because we have no direct measurements yet, end quote. This is what the Norwegian space physicist Joran Moen, who leads the Cusp Irregularities 5 mission, intends to measure the turbulence and distinguish it from electric waves. So it's not only the magnetic field that changes there. It's also the turbulence from the spewing out of our atmosphere, 100 tons a day. Okay? Now, the third mission, called Cusp Heating Investigation, CHI, according to the scientific outlets, is set to look into the flow of plasmas and gases in the funnels in the cusps to find out how they grow and influence each other. And besides these 3 missions, there are 6 more ventures. They have the task of finding out more about the northern polar cusp. Some of these have already been carried out. So we'll be finding out what they have to say, concluding from their data, what's going on. Now, the head of CHI, physicist Miguel Larson, said each mission has its own strengths. In other words, its own data to collect. So this is something new. We're losing our atmosphere from the poles. The solar radiation is bombarding us right there. Okay? And the magnetosphere, Earth's magnetosphere, is going haywire there because of that. So this is a very weird situation. So I'll leave links below for you for this on Sputnik. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.